When we think of God creating the world, we usually think planets, right? God created the universe. What does that mean? Oh, the stars, the planets. That's kid stuff. Those are the physical results. Before they came into existence, other things had to be created. The notion of here and there, or now and then. God created the idea of opposites, that one thing is opposite another thing. Why is there a one? Why is there a two? Why are they addable? So, before God actually created the physical universe, he first created a universe of principles. What came before the principles? The principles are the manner in which he is going to create. But what motivated God to principles? The answer is will. Divine will. The question is, what is that will directed at? What precedes will is pleasure. There was something pleasurable about the creation that attracted God, that made him want to create, that made him develop the principles of creation, that made him actually produce the physical universe. What pleasure can this world possibly give God? So the Medrash is telling us, God has a desire, it gives him pleasure to have a dwelling place. Where is God? Everywhere. Isn't that the same as nowhere? If you're everywhere, you're also nowhere. If you're everywhere, you don't belong anywhere. God's pleasure comes from exchanging the everywhere to somewhere, and that gives him pleasure. He wants to go from being the only exclusive existence to being one with something else. He wants to join something, belong somewhere. Oneness, not exclusiveness. When God comes along and says, I want, only a human being can understand that. That's how a child is born. A child is born aware only of its own existence. I want, I need, give me. That's where we get the notion of purpose of life. When you say purpose to life, you're talking about God. Because the only way life can have a purpose is if it was preceded by a purpose. You can't create something and then think of a purpose, because then that thing you created had no purpose. You created a machine, you don't know for what, so you make up an excuse. Like the treadmill. It's to hang stuff on. So when you say purpose to life, you have to be talking about the purpose that preceded life. He wants a dwelling place in the lowest world. Why? Because it gives him pleasure. Why the lowest world? It's the only world that resembles him in reverse. He is the ultimate simple existence because he's everything. And we are, because of how little we know and how little we are capable of, we are therefore simple. So what is our purpose in life? Our purpose in life is to elevate ourselves from the simplicity of a created being to the simplicity of the Creator. And the result is oneness. Whose need does that satisfy? Since we are created in God's image, it's got to be both.